I'm Thom Lyons, and you're watching The Portland Pick. Yeah, I never really quite felt like I fit in back in London, just because it was kind of more of an American sound that I wanted to have come out, and that just didn't seem to fit right. I started playing with a band, and it was cool, and I was really proud of what we were doing, but it was the sound of those 5 people, and if I was going to be selfish about it, it wasn't the sound that I would have been doing if I was just doing it by myself, you know? So that was the other nice thing about coming here, is that I didn't have any ties. I didn't have to please anybody else. I could just make a record that I wanted to listen to, and that's all that, you know, and if other people happen to like it, then that's a plus. But I didn't have to worry about pleasing anybody else. I had a producer who got what I was trying to do, and having someone that I could trust to kind of call me on something if it wasn't going to be right, you know, because I'm not a huge fan of the process of recording, just because your ear is always going to be better than your singing and your playing's ever going to be. So all I can hear is the thing I want to do that a little bit better. That, you know, let's do another take, and it's not useful and it's not healthy, and it makes it hard to tell if you've got it. So having someone in the room and I can just look him in the eye and he's like, we're fine. And it's really nice having someone that I trust that completely. So between the two of us, it just kind of worked out perfectly. The biggest differences between London and Portland would be that because it's a smaller town, like, you know, significantly, like 10% the size or something, and the biggest thing I found is there's more of a sense of community. I always felt like in London sometimes people were always out looking for themselves and trying to get themselves forward, whereas here I meet all these great people, and it's like, oh, we should play a show together and let's do this thing together, and everyone's a lot more inclusive, and I think people aren't scared of the idea that, you know, if one of their fans hears me, they're not going to be their fan anymore. Like, it's always, I've never understood that mindset that some musicians seem to have, where it's always just kind of looking out for number one, and if you build up a community and you get all these great people together, it's better for everybody, because if somebody comes to see your show and they hear somebody else, that crowd's just going to kind of keep growing. And I think it's important to not be selfish about this stuff. People don't stop listening to one band because they found another band that they think is better. It doesn't happen, you know. Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense to just put on a good show, get a bunch of people that you think are great and put them in a room together and make them play, and people will fall in love with it. I mean, you know, that's what it's all about, just putting on a good show for people. People have paid, you know, their $5, their $10, whatever it is, to get through the door, and it's your job to entertain. And you know, it's your responsibility to try to put together the best show you possibly can. And if people are entertained, they will come back. I mean, the plan for me now, as I said before, I just want to put the record in front of as many people that can hear it as possible. I believe in it. Anybody that's heard it so far has been very kind and very, very supportive of it. And it reaches a certain point where when it's not just your friends or your family saying things, but it's people you don't know saying cool things, you know it's not just people being kind of sycophantic. You know that people are actually enjoying themselves. So it's just to start going out and playing shows and meeting more people and just pushing it as hard as I can. If I could make a living doing this, then wonderful. I have no need to be completely rich and famous, but to be able to do this and not have to go do this at night and have to go to sit at a desk in the morning, if I could avoid that, that would be amazing. But yeah, I think I'm just going to try and get it out to as many people as I can and just throw it all at the wall and see what sticks, I guess.
Thank you.